I have been on this spiritual entrepreneur journey, spiritual creator journey, intuitive creator journey for over 6 years now, coming up to 7. But I've been in the entrepreneur journey without the spiritual for about 12 years. And so I have gathered all of the juice that you need to be the best spiritual, intuitive creator, because that's the root, that's the core, that's the essence of who I came here to be, right? And so now, after the decades of doing entrepreneurship without spirituality and seeing how much and how amazing spiritual and intuitive creatorship can be when you really know the blueprint and you know how to tune into who you are and be paid for you, your unique gifts, who the fuck you came here to be, everything fucking changes when you start to dive into that side of life. So for me, it's really important to share this message and to share my mission of being a spiritual intuitive creator, creating freedom and money and time and your life on your terms. Nothing beats that. That's my personal choice, right? So if you're watching this and you've clicked on this video and you're wanting more financial freedom, you're wanting time freedom, you don't want to be slogging away at 40 fucking hours a week without your family, without loved ones, without all that time that could be spent with your soulmate, that could be spent with your child, that could be spent with your friends, that could be spent traveling the world, whatever the fuck it is that you vibe with, freedom is the name of the game, right? And we are here to do that because as intuitive beings, we weren't never made to be slaving away to the system. So again, if you are here, this video is going to be a little blueprint on the spiritual creator and how to be the best version of that self that is available to you in a timeline. If you've already tapped into it, then this is just going to validate something that you might be doubting because there's not enough people talking about the blueprint and what it looks like to be a spiritual entrepreneur and what it looks like to be an intuitive creator. This is the gap that I was hunting for and scrambling around for, and I could not find it. Like I found Aaron Doughty, who I absolutely fucking love. I found Victor Odo. I found all these amazing spiritual teachers who were teaching spirituality, which was a core part of me and my awakening journey. But when it came to, okay, I want to now do the same thing. I want to now be paid for sharing my fucking voice. There wasn't teachings that resonated specifically to me being me. And that's where I come in to guide most of my clients into the work. And Intuitive Creator, the link is dropped below, you guys. It's now open. I'm so excited. Those of you who want to come join, you can learn all of this on a deeper level with me. And I also have free trainings. Again, the link is in the description box below, so go check it out. So I've written, if you keep seeing me, I'm like, my notes are here on the side here because I put it into my little Telegram when I had the download come through. So how to be the best fucking spiritual intuitive creator in your zone of genius and get paid for it. So number 1, and this is the most important, if you try and skip this, you're going to find yourself in that loop of doubt, not knowing who the fuck you came here to be and not knowing how you're going to be paid for your gifts because you're not being your authentic self. So number 1 is know yourself. Okay. It is so important. And when I say know yourself, you need to learn. You need to learn. So the first stage of your blueprint as an intuitive creator is to learn who you are on a more deeper level. So even though I have been in I'm going to give you an example of this, of how much more I've learned. I've been studying astrology for myself and for my clients and for other people around me since I was 12 years old, you guys. I picked up my first astrology book when I was 12 years old. And I had parents who would literally be like, no, you're not supposed to do all this. You can never make money from this. You shouldn't do psychic stuff. You shouldn't do astrology stuff. It's not really real and all of this bullshit. And I was just like, obviously that was the way, right? Because that was my calling. And so usually if you're an empath, if you're an intuitive, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, you'll notice the challenges that you faced growing up would more than likely be very deeply connected to your purpose. So this is another hint that the universe can give you of go back to your childhood. What were the things that maybe other people around you never accepted? So you kind of stamped it out of you, but you couldn't get away from, right? That was astrology for me. So it was always spiritual based. And so knowing myself started from there, from astrology, and it led me to learn other people. It led me to understand how everybody operated in terms of astrology, how energies worked, right? My work started there. And in the last 5 years, I have evolved that level of depth of astrology wisdom to so much more deeper. I can't even start to explain. I understand angles and oppositions and the placements and how to apply the astrology in business and all of these different angles and perspectives that I didn't have before, right? And I've been applying it to actually how you actually make money because there are astrology placements specific to you. which allows you to make money in your unique way. Now, if you know these placements and you know how you can embody that, it becomes so fucking easy. I can't even tell you. This is literally what I'm like. It's basically so many different placements and how to apply it. And this is what we're doing. This is the work that we're doing inside of Intuitive Creator as well. And I'll do more videos on this as well. So don't worry, I'll go into that. But for this video, I just want to give you the main blueprint of what you need to be doing. So number one, first key thing to being the best intuitive creator in your zone of genius is learning who the fuck you are. And this means deconditioning. Okay, it means unconditioning and unplugging from everything that you've learned that you are thinking is yourself. Because here's where most people go wrong with this. They think they know themselves, but what they actually know to be them is their wounded identity, which is wounded ego, which is trauma-based and logic-based. So they carry the beliefs of their mum, their dad, their friends, their family, their sisters, their brothers, their partners, their exes, and they carry all of those beliefs as their current identity. And they say, this is who I am. Now, I'll give you a very simple example. This is who I am becomes your label, becomes your solid identity form that you struggle to shake out of when it comes to learning who the fuck you are on a soul level. It means getting rid of those identities that you're associating with. So I'm a perfectionist. Proper example of how you associate yourself with some experience in your past that now you class as, oh, I'm a perfectionist because of this. Like that. We remove that because the soul is never a perfectionist. As babies, when we're born, we come stark fucking naked. We come with nothing in this world. We leave with nothing in this world, and we come not as perfectionists. Okay. So that means if you are labeling yourself as I'm a perfectionist, so that's why I do blah, blah, blah. I'm an anxious person. I am a depressed person. All of these are simple labels that you've decided to sit in an identity form based off of an experience that you have had. An experience based off of some temporary emotional feeling that you are now carrying along like a ton of bricks that's not serving you. So when I say the first step of being the best, it's not just being a spiritual content creator or a intuitive creator, the best intuitive creator, because that's how you show up as this energy that is able to gather embodied fucking wisdom and serve your audience to the highest level. It comes from really fucking learning and unlearning the identities that you've been carrying around with you that are not serving you and they're not serving your community and the impact that you're here to do in the world, okay? So really sit deep, learn who you are not, and get rid of all of those beliefs, right? I'm going to do so many more videos. Go and check out my entire playlist for all the ways that you can actually unlearn all the fucking conditioning and where you can choose to just rewire your subconscious mind. So that's number one. Once you've known yourself and you feel like, yeah, I think this is me now. I've found the core and the soul essence. And this is where we go into astrology. You can check your blueprint and go into your moon sign. Your north node will show you who you came here to be, your purpose in life, what lessons you're here to learn. Bringing me into number two of this blueprint is growing yourself, allowing yourself to grow. Now, what this looks like is when you start learning who you are, like I said, the old identities will kick up a fight because that's your comfort zone, right? So you saying to yourself, I'm a perfectionist, which is why you haven't started your YouTube channel yet. Or I'm afraid of rejection, like I just cannot show up online because I'm scared of blah, 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 blah. Then these are the challenges that you have to force yourself to face, because the ones who force themselves are the ones who will see success. The ones who sit there in the background and they're like, nah, I'm just going to keep learning, but not actually growing because I'm not challenging myself. You're not going to see the success that you want. Okay. And this is coming from a place of love, deep, deep, deep love and kindness for you, because I've been there way too long. And I don't want that for any of my people at all, because it's so fucking, it just delays you and it's so pointless. Like when you do the challenge and you move past it, you feel so powerful. You feel so fucking magnetic and confident and all the things, and you start to see instant results because you just took action. So the second part of growing yourself is making sure that you are throwing yourself into a challenge. You can put this down to once a month, once a week, once a day, whatever it is that feels comfortable to you, because each one of us is different, right? For me, it's like once a month, I want to do something that pushes me outside of my comfort zone, something that scares me. So this month, for example, I am going to do, I stopped doing astrology talks, and that was scary for me as well. That pushed me out my comfort zone. So now, again, I've taken a year off doing events. And so I've thrown myself into doing a small team-led event with a corporate environment of being the leader and like actually moving a whole group, and it's like scary to me, but I know that's the challenge, that's the growth, that's where I'm going to see the most magic, because I'm pushing myself beyond my comfort zone. So again, number 2 is constantly pushing yourself to challenge, because our brains are wired, our mind is wired to seek the comfort, right? We're built for survival and looking for every way that we can make ourselves more comfortable. So what happens is when you're trying to get like a next income level or next level of achievement or success or whatever the thing, we have to be able to stretch ourselves. And stretching ourselves looks like being uncomfortable for a little while in something new until it becomes that new level of comfort. And then that becomes your baseline of, oh, I'm comfortable with this now. And then you have to do something else to challenge yourself, right? And this is the journey. Again, this is not a one and done thing. This is something you want to be constantly evolving and throwing yourself into, okay? The third thing that you want to be doing to be the best intuitive creator in your zone of genius is share yourself. So once you have mastered, and again, guys, you can pick and choose and do all of these things. Like there's 5 things in this blueprint. You can choose to do them one at a time before moving to the next level, as long as you give yourself deadlines so that you're not spending a whole year living the same fucking life, just doing one thing and then not being courageous enough to push you. Now, again, this is why people come into my spaces and we do mentorship where I get to push you. But again, it's not my responsibility to look after you and nurture you. I don't do that. That's not my energy. My thing is showing you the way, guiding you, and then expecting you to fucking pull your shit together and do the work, right? If you're not doing the work, you shouldn't be here in this video. Seriously, entrepreneurship is a tough journey. It's ups and downs, and it's climbing the fucking mountain. You don't stop halfway and then just go, oh, I can't be bothered. Like, you're not going to get to the top that way, okay? So some tough love, you need it. I need it. I talk to myself this way all the time because nobody else is there to do it to me. So number 3, share yourself. This is where you create. So once you know yourself, once you've grown, where you have grown, where you felt that discomfort, right? And this can be, guys, this can be something that you've experienced even without you pushing yourself. Like, for example, I first started this journey because I had felt so much discomfort in being rejected by the world. Astrology allowed me to see and accept these parts of me that wasn't accepted in society. And so because I had felt that discomfort, I was able to then share that in the online space, right? From that level of perspective of, if you feel alone, don't, because astrology, this is my perspective on astrology and how it can give you validation and your permission slip to accept those parts of you. The same thing happened with my ex-narcissist when I had this court case and my baby was 1 and I manifested my soulmate. Again, this was all this discomfort of stretching of, oh, what the fuck is going on? I was going through my awakening and all this stuff. And then I was able to then share that because I had stretched myself and I had manifested something out of it. Again, with this business journey, I have made money online over and over and over again through multiple different avenues and multiple different ways. And it's now stretched me to the point of, oh my God, I've literally become an entrepreneur without even recognizing it. So I'm able to now share from that embodied space of doing the thing, right? Doing all the things that have stretched me. Without stretching, you're just regurgitating information, which is very different from embodiment. And now why I'm sharing this is because once you grow and you challenge yourself and you stretch yourself, that's where your confidence comes from. So if some of you are watching this and you're like, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm not confident, blah, blah, blah. Your confidence is not there because you might be doing number 1, which is knowing yourself, learning yourself, but you're not taking action on that thing. So if you're not taking action, your confidence is not going to come from not just sitting in your head, right? This is where anxiety stems and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you have to do, and this is why I've given it in this order specifically, you need to know yourself and then you need to fucking challenge yourself, because if you're not challenging yourself, the confidence to share your true authentic voice online will not be coming out from your authenticity, because you'll then seek to copy other people and be like, what templates are working? And, oh, maybe I should voice it this way. And, oh, maybe I should share the way this coach is sharing. It's like, no, they're sharing that way because that's their unique, authentic energy. And obviously we get frauds all over the internet, and you'll feel like when you're watching them, it's just regurgitated shit, or they're reading off a script and it's like, okay, this energy is fucking dead. You'll feel energy never lies, you guys. So if you want your confidence to feel fucking authentic, like really, you're embodied. Like I can't even share. Like I just sit here and you will be listening and you'll want to listen. Those of you in my spaces, because I'm embodied in what I'm sharing, right? Because that confidence just comes from growing myself. I've stretched myself so much that it's just like, well, nothing can take away from that because I know who I am. I know what I've done and I've got the evidence for myself. So that builds confidence, right? So when you're sharing yourself online, this is coming from that space of you now get to create. You can create services, you can create content, you can create everything that helped you in a blueprint, and you start to share that online, right? That is literally what intuitive entrepreneurship is. It's that simple. And people make it so complicated. It's like, you need this funnel, you need this list and blah, blah, blah. And like, yeah, there's a place for strategy and I'll teach you all of that. But the most important thing is, and this is the other thing as well, like pieces of strategy is important, but it doesn't get to be complex. It can be as simple as you fucking want it to be, because again, this is your space to create. This is your world. This is your playground. So you can create your business exactly how you want to run and operate it. And the universe will work around you. You are the creator, right? But we forget this. We give our power away to, I need this strategy. I need this blueprint. And this coach told me this, so I'm giving my power away there. And it's like, fuck, bring all that fucking power back to you. Remember who you are. You are the creator. You are literally the creator. Your mind is what creates everything in our reality. So if you think it's going to be fucking hard work, it's going to be hard work. If you change that and you're like, this is going to be so much fun, and every challenge, I'm going to make it a fun game. Guess what? Life gets to be so much fucking more fun than we be sitting in that down energy. Like, nobody's got time for that. No, I've lived too much dark, depressing first 30 years of my life that I'm just like, oh no, this is a fucking game. We're going to play this game and we're going to have fun with it. And you can take this idea on too, right? When you're building a business. So share yourself from that space, create from anywhere that you have stretched yourself and you have embodied wisdom. Okay, this is so important. Once you've created and you start sharing yourself online, your people, your audience will naturally start to navigate to you, and they'll let you know what they want more of. Now, again, you don't have to take on everything that they're telling you to take on, because if it's not fun to you, you don't want to be creating from that space. And I've done this. I talked about narcissism. I created a narcissist bootcamp, and it's still available for those people who want in my spaces. They ask for it and it's there. But I don't plaster that all over. I'm not known for narcissism because it didn't bring me joy. It was actually bringing my energy down, and I knew it wasn't my main thing that I was here to share, right? Intuitive business, that's another fucking thing. I've been obsessed with business since like I turned, 16, 17. I've always been an internal entrepreneur. My mind has always been business related. Both my parents they've always had businesses. It runs in my family, and intuition and spirituality has also been a very big part of me since I was like, I'm not even going to say 9, I'm going to say younger than that, because all my book choices were like Mildred Hubble and like what's the Mr. Magica, and then Harry Potter and all of the magical books. Like, that was my thing, right? So I've always been, this is literally my mission. This is my legacy, right? Intuitive spiritual business. So once you share, you create from those spaces. The fourth thing that you want to be doing, and these last two are so important, but so left out in the online space and not talked about enough as part of the intuitive journey, part of the intuitive entrepreneur's journey, that will exponentially just skyrocket your results if you start this from the beginning. And I did not do this from the beginning. This is something I've only incorporated really heavily this year. Okay, so this is so, so important. Number 4 is you need to relax yourself. You have to relax yourself. Now, this is where your healing comes in, because spiritual entrepreneurship is exactly that. Your soul came here with lessons in this lifetime, right? Your soul came here with lessons in your lifetime. Sorry, guys, my screen is just going off. I'm like, no, my notes. Your soul came here with lessons. And if you are not mastering those lessons, then guess what? You are literally not living your soul's purpose, and you're going to be finding yourself so stressed out. This is where I've worked with millionaires, and they are burnt out because they're not relaxing. They're not building time. That, like, I literally, when I say relax, I mean, if you have a calendar and you're working your job and you are scheduling an hour for gym, and you are scheduling an hour for walking, and you're scheduling in hour for filming content, and you are not scheduling specific time to do breath work, to relax, to feed your nervous system what it needs to relax, right? You will not see the results in your spiritual entrepreneurship business that you want. Why? Because your nervous system, on top of your mind, like your mind is, obviously we do mindset work. This is what feeds the actions, the behaviors, but then what you get to call in, the money that you get to call in and keep, that is down to your nervous system. And if you don't have a regulated nervous system, because your body, the tissues in your body, that stores trauma, that stores experiences and what you perceive. That's the subconscious mind as well, filtering through the nervous system. So if you're not doing breath work and you're not spending dedicated time per day to really set deep intentional work of like what you are releasing from your body, how to calm your stress, you're not going to see the result. You're going to build a burnt out business and you're going to feel burnt out in the business and you're going to feel stressed. And when money comes in, it's going to go out just as much equally. So again, really, really important part is relaxation. You need to relax. Okay. And then we're moving on to the last and final part of the blueprint that you need to get on board with your spiritual entrepreneurship journey is flowing. Okay. And flowing, yes, it sounds so easy. And everybody talks about, oh, I'm just flowing and I'm just chilling. And it's like, no, when you actually start the hustle, you actually start the grind, you actually start putting out content, I cannot tell you how easy it is to just get sucked in, especially if you love what you do. You become obsessive. You become so passionate about the thing that you're doing that all you want to do is see results and see instant results. And when you're not allowing yourself to flow, and when I say flow, I mean surrender. Okay, you have to surrender to the universe the how the clients are coming in. You have to surrender to the universe when, the timing. That is not our job. So when I'm saying flow, I need you to flow with life and be in the present moment. Because as entrepreneurs, again, obviously we are building stuff and money is a byproduct, but it can be so easy to not flow and to try and control where the money is coming from, how much money is going to come in, and to really focus and fixate on the money that we lose our flow. We become control freaks. And that's literally like the blocker to your money and abundance. And it's like the recipe for stress. It literally is. And my way of building is very much chill, relax, enjoy every fucking part of the journey. And we get to do that. We get to make a choice to do that. But so many of the clients who come and work with me, they're so fucking stressed, or they're so being a victim to like everything around them. They cannot find the chill. And it's because of these last two. They're not doing breath work. They're not relaxing. They're not building time to relax in their day, in their business. Like I take it seriously. It's literally in my diary of, okay, nap time. It's in my diary, okay, vagus nerve breath work. It's in my diary. And every morning and every night I have a ritual and I will follow that, like discipline. Okay. So important. Before I do any filming, I will make sure I go for my fucking hour and a half walk. If I don't do my hour and a half walk, I'm not filming. So I have to stay disciplined to both those things because that's what keeps my energy at a fucking high. And high vibing is a thing. This is what we want to do as spiritual entrepreneurs, right? Our energy needs to be high. So we need to look after our energy, and we need to be able to flow and surrender to the universe and trust that divine timing is at play. The universe will bring in what's meant to be brought in, but our job is to do the above of knowing ourselves, growing ourselves, sharing ourselves, and then trusting, relaxing, and surrendering into when the universe brings in what is meant for us. And what is meant for us will never not come to us. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Like it, drop me a comment if you did, and if you want anything else that you want me to film on, any questions that you might have, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next video. Mwah!